Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the series where I make electronic dance music at fast food restaurants so that you can join me on your lunch break and maybe make a little electronic music as well. Because in order to make dance music, you really just need a computer and headphones and a little bit of time, which your lunch break would be perfect for. All right, without further ado, let's figure out what genre we're gonna make and which fast food restaurant we're gonna make it at. Okay, the genre we're gonna be making is... Oh boy. Yes! Drum and bass, let's go! And we are gonna be making it at which restaurant? I'll put Chipotle in there. Oh, Carl's Jr. Ooh. Oh my goodness. I have to say I love a good Western bacon cheeseburger, and I absolutely love drum and bass. So let's head over to Carl's Jr. and let's go make some sick drum and bass. See you soon. All right, first things first. I gotta say, in my entire life, I never thought that I'd be making drum and bass at Carl's Jr. But the fries are pretty good. The customer service was actually amazing. It was one of the best customer service experiences I've ever had at any restaurant, let alone fast food. So shouts out to Carl's Jr. on the service. Really, really good. Let's get a little bite before we start making drum and bass. The burger is fine. It's actually pretty good. Better than Jack in the Box. No shade. First thing we want to do is just save our project. Command S. We'll call it drum and bass. At Carl's Jr. Saving it in my sessions folder here. And let's go ahead and make the tempo right up here to the left in Ableton 174. That is typical drum and bass. I'm just going to click on it, type 174 and press enter. And now we're good to go. So with almost all electronic dance music, you can make it on a computer just with some headphones on your lunch break like this in a restaurant. Pretty much all music is made up of drums, bass, mids, vocals, and effects. And I like to start with drums, especially for dance music, just makes it easier. So I have some kicks here that I can start with. These are kicks that come with my EDM Producer Pro sample pack. Just want to find something, but not too long. That's kind of nice. Oh yeah. Sounds sick. I'm going to go ahead and just click on this sample and press Command C and Command V to paste it. And I'm going to go ahead and program a little pattern. I'm going to press Command T to make a new track and find some kind of snare from my sample pack that I can drag in. Wow. This rim is kind of hot, not going to lie. Hey. Let's get a little hi-hat pattern going here. What do I have in the way of hi-hats? All right, we have that little type sound and a little sound. Let's see if we can program a little pattern with this. Maybe if it goes back and forth between the two. Like, might be too intense, but I'm willing to give it a try. Okay, I'll go ahead and duplicate this out, and we'll get our pattern going here. This is what it sounds like right now. It's actually kind of hype. Actually, what I want to do is I want to make a different hi-hat with simpler here. So all I did to do that, by the way, was just press Command-Shift-T to make a new MIDI track. And on that MIDI track, I dragged from instruments, simpler, right onto that track. And then what I want to do is I want to just drag one of these hi-hats into simpler. And now we can use our computer keyboard as a MIDI keyboard. So I'm going to highlight a little section here and press Command-Shift-M. And that is going to make a brand new MIDI clip. And now, click this little headphone icon here. We can hear the notes that we're playing. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate these notes out, and then I'm going to move these other hi-hats above it. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of velocity change to these hats, just to kind of mix them up a little bit. So one's a bit louder, and then one's a bit quieter. Nice. I'm actually going to make the difference between the two a little bit more drastic, just like this. Yeah, that's starting to sound sick. And then I want to add one more kind of rim noise. I'm actually going to go to Splice for this. Just look for some kind of rim shot. Let's see what we got going here. Let's try this. We'll just shorten this. That's kind of drum and bassy, huh? Maybe I'll just do the one. Okay, so now we got a little drum pattern going here. That's what it sounds like. I'm kind of hype. That's way too loud. The staff is staring at me. All right, so we've got our drums. Let's get some bass going. I'm gonna go into instruments, just search for bass and see what we can find. Yeah, let's try upright bass. Kind of have a little like note thing in my head going do do do. I'm gonna go ahead and draw in some notes here. See if I can come up with a cool pattern. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and adjust these notes a little bit, just getting a cool little pattern in. That's what our bass sounds like by itself. I'll put it up an octave higher so you can really hear these notes. Starting to sound kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie, before I made this video, I ate a salad because, you know, as you get older, fast food really starts to take a toll. It just makes you so tired and out of it for the rest of the day, so figured I'd try to give myself some vegetables. Let's try wonk bass. This is kind of sick too. Pitch it down an octave. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I like both of those basses, and I want to use both of them. So the first section is going to be a bit bigger with this wonk bass. Probably layer with another bass, and then want it to go into this upright bass after to this. We'll do an octave. All right, let's go ahead and start sidechaining this stuff. So basically with drum and bass, with pretty much all dance music, you want to sidechain your kick to your bass. It really helps a lot, and it just kind of gets like a professional sound. So what you do is you drag a compressor onto your bass track. So right now it's on our upright bass. This is the compressor. Click this little arrow here and it's going to open it up. And you want to enable sidechain and route this to the kick. Turn EQ off, ratio all the way up, attack all the way down. Click this little bent line here in the middle and play with the threshold. And you'll hear as I drag this down, it makes the bass sound duck in volume when the kick plays. So you can hear right when it starts, it ducks in volume. You can back it off a little bit, and we can also duplicate it just by clicking on it and pressing Command D, and we will also route this to the rim shot just to kind of make a little more room in the mix. Now we can go ahead and click on one compressor, hold Shift to click on the other, and press Command C. It's going to copy both of them, and now we can paste these on our other bass as well. Now what I want to do is find another layer that I can layer in with this wonk bass. Press Command D and look for some other bass sounds here. Maybe a Reese. Do we even have any Reese stuff? Oh, I have Reese's that I made, but I want to give you guys, you know, stuff that you can make. I guess looks like I spelled Reese wrong. This is kind of heavy. Reese bass. Needs to go up an octave. By the way, when I'm moving stuff up an octave, all I'm doing is just going into this piano roll here, clicking on the clip that I want to change, which is this one. Here, let's change the color of these, make it easier to see. These blue clips here. And I'm clicking anywhere in the piano roll and just pressing Command A to highlight everything. I'm holding Shift and using the arrow keys. All right, I'm going to do a couple things to process this bass. First thing I want to do is OTT is just super dope. It just makes stuff sound dope. So I'm going to go to multi-band dynamics here, drag OTT onto this before the compressor. Listen to this now. Kind of intense, right? Maybe a bit too much. I turn the echo down on our sound. So to chill OTT out, you just drag these first two rectangles down to make them a little more orange instead of blue or teal. And then you drag up the mid and the highs as well. And usually you have to balance it out a bit, turn it down probably. Last thing I want to do is I want this to be like kind of my more mid-high range bass, low mids and not just sub bass. So I'm going to use an EQ here, go to EQ8, drag that after OTT. I'm going to filter out the lows like this, just cut off everything like around 90, 80, 90, 100 hertz, kind of around there. So I'll just bring it up to 100. And that way this wonk bass above it, this guy, is just that low end that we're looking for. So we can even drag an EQ8 onto this and scoop out, do the opposite of what we just did. So the wonk bass is just 100 and below. And this one is 100 and above. So together they sound like this. And that's kind of like the secret, honestly, with like EDM bass in general, is having a separate layer that's just sub bass. So if we wanted to even make this, you know, more precise and really fill out that low end perfectly, we could switch this out for an instruments under simpler. We could go for something like B bass. B bass is really, really nice low end. It's probably the best sub bass in Ableton. And then we have our Reese bass here. And what's nice is now Now that we have this like sub bass dialed in, we can try a bunch of different mid to low range basses. This guy, we can try a bunch of different sounds with that and see what we like the best. So we could just go ahead and click this little arrow right here, which is like the hop swap thing. It's like a couple arrows going in a circle. You could just see what other basses there are. There's so many cool options. I mean, seriously, like. Not gonna lie, this track is hot. Just made it faded. All right, let's go ahead and start building out some dynamics here. So we can have a section like this where it's probably have that go one more time. Just gonna duplicate it. And I wanna make a building snare. So what I'm gonna do is press Command-Shift-T. I like to do building snares specifically on a MIDI track. So I'm gonna do simpler and do what we did before. Just go to my EDM Producer Pro sample pack and find a good building snare. Pretty sure I have one. Yep, builder snare. Love this for builds. Now I'm just gonna highlight this section here, press Command-Shift-M, make a new MIDI clip, and we'll have it. We'll have it stop right there. And these guys, we can actually pitch them up. This might be too intense. Let's see. Nice. All right, this kind of pitches up a little bit too much in my opinion, so I'm gonna go ahead and just have them go half as much. And we'll have less and go back to there. Now, drum and bass always needs some like weird drone type sound. I wonder how we're gonna make this. As I said earlier, almost all music in general, but especially dance music, is drums, bass, mids, vocals, and effects. So let's go ahead and get some mids going. I want to find some kind of pad, maybe a drone. Let's see if Ableton has any other instruments. All right, that might work. I'll take it. We're in the key of A minor. All right, so we got this long drone sound. What I want to do is just right click on it and freeze track, and right click on it again and flatten track. That's just going to print it to audio. I like to work with drone noises, you know, like this for some reason. It's weird. It's like out of tune, kinda. I mean, not kinda, it's just straight up out of tune. Maybe if we try and scoop out some of the lows, we could make it work. And if we put it way in the background, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead just to get a little inspiration. It's a pretty good burger, I gotta say. The Western Bacon Cheeseburger has tasted exactly the same since I first had it when I was probably like 5 years old. You know what? Still didn't put a napkin in my lap. But guys, let me tell you, it's never too late to change. Here we go. Okay, so let's try some kind of mid-range pluck, or even some mallets. That's kind of cool. I'm going to pitch this up an octave and draw some chords. Here's a huge hack for you guys in Ableton. If you know the key of your song, you can just click scale over here to the left. Right now, we are in fact in the C major scale, either C major or A minor. Same key, kind of, technically, relative. But what happens is after you click scale and C major, and then you click scale, now all these notes are in C major. And there's literally no wrong notes or no notes that are outside of the key in this. So what you can do is just highlight all your notes, hold Option and drag up and skip a note, and do that one more time. Now you have literally chords on demand in the right key. You can even do it one more time. That's pretty hype, if you ask me. So that's a little cheat code. This tool is amazing for melodies because you can just click in notes wherever you want. They're all going to be in the right key. Total hack. Here we go. This note right here. I'm just gonna move it up. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and find a sweep. You know me, I don't look far when it comes to sweeps. I just type in cashmere sweep on Splice. But, you know, if you're somebody who got my EDM pack, I do have some sweeps in here that are pretty sweet. Try this one, actually. Might not be long enough for what we're looking for, but... that bass goes pretty hard. I'm just trying out some bass noises, and this is actually pretty savage. Jeez, that actually goes pretty hard. All right, we're just adding a little bit of texture. One thing I want to do is these drums at the beginning are a bit loud, so I just want to highlight all of them by holding Shift, clicking on the first and the last, pressing Command G, and it's going to put them in a group. Now when we put an effect on this group, like let's say we put an EQ 8 onto this group, and if we just filter out these highs just in the frequency here, it's going to filter out all of the highs of all the drums. Let's go ahead and use automation to bring this up over time. We're gonna go ahead and just turn the gain down on our whole EQ by -3, and then I'm gonna automate the EQ to turn off when the drop starts. And what that is gonna do is make it so like our drums are 3 dB quieter during our build, then they're 3 dB louder. Can't hear a huge difference, but it will make a big difference when all is said and done. I also want to filter in, excuse me, just straight up burped. What do you expect? All right, I'm eating Jack in the Box.
What did he say?
I mean, not Jack in the Box. Carl's Jr. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Go ahead and get this filter going here. So I think we can automate. So we'll start off real low like that. Which sounds awesome. We'll bring it up a little bit more here. And then here it'll really go up like this. Yeah. I'm gonna turn on the res on this a little bit. Resonance is just like, you can see it here on the graph going up and down like that. See that there? And it just kind of makes it more like, it's the best way I can describe it. Listen. Here it's more like, with the resonance down, it just... Hopefully that explains it well enough. But resonance equals... All right, I want there to be some kind of impact here at the beginning. I'll go ahead and look back at my EDM Producer Pro sample pack. Maybe we'll do relax for one, pan sear for another. Let's do it the other way around. And let's also go ahead and turn these effects down a little bit. And you know what? Let's go ahead and just put a little bit of delay on it, just to kind of make it a little bit weird, give it a little more texture and atmosphere. Turn this filter off. We'll unlink these. Nice. You hear now how that's so much wider in the mix, like the stereo information. Turn that pad down, that drone down. I think we need to have some kind of tonal element here. Let's see what we can find. Maybe in instruments, we go into simpler, we go into piano and keys maybe, or strings. Let's see. Ooh, that could be kind of sick actually. We need to make a MIDI track for that. Command Shift M. A little bit of latency when I press the button because of the screen recording software. Yeah, let's just have that note. Oh, does it sound like an octave higher? It's a little bit intense. Just gonna go ahead and drag an EQ onto it, find what's really sticking out. There's a lot of stuff around here. I'm gonna scoop out these lows, scoop out some of these highs as well. You know what? It's just too high. I'm gonna put it down an octave. Bring up some of those highs. Also, let's put the same delay from this noise on it so it's like all spaced out. That's sick. Scoop some more lows out. So it's like just a more high-end thing here. That's sick. So, you know, we have our bass. I'm actually going to organize everything right now. We have all of our drums. Just group them together. Call them drums. Command G is to group. Let's get our mids together, which is all of these sounds right here. I don't know why I said that so high. Okay, there's our mids. There's our mids. Let's go ahead and get our effects going. This snare roll here, this guy, I'm actually going to put that under effects just because it's kind of functioning as an effect to make the build go up. And then we have our basses here. So here we have our drums, bass, mids, vocals, and effects. So I'm going to go ahead and actually drag an acapella that I have from one of my songs. If you're making your own song, you can find acapellas on Splice, or you can go home, record an acapella at home, write a song. There's so much stuff out there about like writing songs. I also talk about songwriting in a very similar way in my EDM course. If you're wanting to actually record your own voice and write your own EDM songs and produce them out, all that information's in my course. You can check it out in the description. But right now I'm going to drag in an acapella from one of my jambalaya songs. I think the tempo is 122 for that one. Let's see.
I thought I was a little bit stronger. I thought I had a little more fight. I thought it'd be a little bit longer till I went falling back in your eyes.
Hang on, we gotta figure out the key really quick. Yeah. Alright, it's in the key of B major, so if we just move it up a half step, it should be in the right key of our song. Let's see.
I thought I was a little bit stronger. I thought I had a little more fight. I thought it'd be a little bit longer till I went falling back in your eyes. And I can't find the cause of why I keep on coming back for more. The truth is, oh, I know. 'Cause I light up when you look at me and I feel my body scream when you come around. And I used to think I could help it, but I've tried and I failed, and I just need you now. So come give me all, I want it more, and don't keep me waiting long.
Dude, wow. I'm not gonna lie, this is way sicker than I thought it was gonna be. I like legit want to put this out. We got everything cut out here.
Oh, I want it more, and don't keep me waiting long.
So sick. Wow. Guys, like I'm thinking if I was just starting learning how to produce dance music and I saw someone on YouTube sitting at Carl's Jr. just freaking cooking up some sick drum and bass like this and showed me how to do all the steps, like I'd be stoked. I hope this is landing for you guys. If not, whatever. I'll try some other videos out, but this is so fun for me. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tweak this a little bit for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll show you the final product and wrap this sucker up. I'm done with the burger. It was mid, but it scratches a certain itch for me because I've been eating that burger for so long. Not very often anymore, but the fries are pretty darn good, I have to say. By the way, I've been filming for 41 minutes here, so this stuff can happen quick. All right. Okay. So I worked on this for about 10 more minutes. All I did was just automate some stuff. Like there's a filter on this snare drum now on the build. So it just, you know, opens up over time. And that's pretty much it. And some mixing stuff. I just turned stuff up and down to get the levels right. So without further ado, here is my drum and bass track that I produced at Carl's Jr. in under an hour. Here we go.
I thought I was a little bit stronger. I thought I had a little more fight. I thought it'd be a little bit longer till I went falling back in your eyes. And I can't find the cause of why I keep on coming back for more. The truth is,
so stoked with how this turned out. I know what you might be thinking right now, Ethan, I don't have an acapella. Just download one online. Just find a song that you really like that's kind of somewhere in the ballpark of this tempo. I pulled an acapella that was 120 BPM. Even without it though, you can still build all this stuff out, And then the build. And in the beginning of my career, I focused a lot on sound design and I went crazy in the world of bass. And if I really wanted to, we could probably get really deep into the sound design of this stuff. But I just want to show you guys how easy it is to come up with something quick that sounds awesome, because I think more important than sound design is inspiration. Like, 'cause if you're not inspired, you're just not going to work on stuff. So what I would do is find an acapella online, drag it in, change the tempo of that acapella to 174, which is the same tempo of the track. Like this acapella right now is 120. So I just dragged it in. It was unwarped like this. Dragged in the acapella. I clicked on warp. Just click yes if you need to. And then change this BPM here to the BPM of the acapella.
I thought I was a little bit stronger. I thought I had a little more fight.
And also look up what key the song is in. So I know that this song is in the key of B because I made it. I changed it to the key of C, but you just want to produce an instrumental around the acapella that's in the same key as the acapella. Unless it's like a rap, then you can just make whatever you want. So all that to say, that is how you make a drum and bass song on your lunch break at a fast food joint. Shout out to Carl's Jr. for the customer service, because it was honestly incredible. And the food was fine. I think we knocked this one out of the park today. Let me know what you guys think of this one below. Let me know if you like this concept. I'm having so much fun that I'm just like making these videos anyway. I haven't even put any of them out yet. I'm just filming more and more of them because they're so fun, and I want to inspire you guys to like work on your lunch break. But if you have any ideas for more genres in EDM that you want me to include in the wheel in the beginning, and also more fast food restaurants, let me know. I'm having a great time, seriously. And if you guys want to learn how to make music, just like look at my other videos on my channel. Or if you want to learn really quickly and you want to like catalyze and supercharge that whole process of learning, I have an EDM course called EDM Producer Pro, and I'll put a link for that in the description of the video. You can check it out down there. And yeah, dance music really isn't that hard. You just need someone to like show you how to do everything step by step in a way that you can understand and apply yourself. And then on your lunch break, you can make your own songs. So all that to say, check it out in the description if that sounds interesting to you. And more than anything, remember to stop making excuses and start making music. Cheers.